What's up, bitches? This is Silent Rob. I just want to make this video real quick and talk about some things. First off, I have been sent some more games, so I wanted to send out some shout-outs. I'm not actually sure. I got these two packages fairly recently, and they didn't put their actual YouTube name on the packages, so I'm not 100% sure who sent them, but whoever did, speak up and say who you are. I really appreciate it. I got Rugrats Scavenger Hunt on N64, Aliens vs. Predator on the Super Nintendo, Aladdin on the Super Nintendo, which I actually like Aladdin on the Super Nintendo. It's not as good as the Genesis version, but it's still good. I also got Aladdin action game on the PC, Atlantis Trial by Fire on the PC, Disney Activity Center, which I might be doing a review of pretty soon, and Croc 2 on the PC, which I actually didn't even know they made this game on the PC, so this is news to me. So big ups to who sent those games. I also wanted to talk about a little game you might have heard of called Heavy Motherfucking Rain. Now, pretty much forget of everything you've heard, any review you've read. This game will change the way you look at video games. This game has changed everything. Everything you know about the way video game storylines work, the way video game storylines are told, it's completely changed now. I don't really know if I can even go back and play even the best Final Fantasy game and even appreciate the story as much as a story in this game, because you make the story your own in this game. I mean, you might have heard reviewers say it, but it's way more in-depth than you could ever think. Every action you take in this game has consequences and rewards to them, okay? You play the game, and I mean, if I was to compare it to something, you could kind of compare it to Shenmue, but not really, okay? It's way more in-depth than that. But you're put in the shoes of 4 different characters. This old private eye guy, an FBI investigator, this woman journalist, and this man who just had his son kidnapped by a serial killer called the Origami Killer. And so basically the entire game revolves around these 4 characters trying to find the Origami Killer. And you don't know who it is, and sometimes you think you know who it is, but you're usually wrong. And I guarantee you're never going to see it coming, who it actually is the killer. It's mind-blowing, okay? But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not even about who it is. It's about what takes place on your way of finding this motherfucker. Okay, every action you do has consequences to it. Okay, I mean, you might be interpreted the game as like a giant quick time event, and in a way it sort of is. Okay, but it's not like any kind of quick time event you've ever done before. When an action is performed on screen, you actually feel like you're doing that action. Okay, you actually feel like you're doing it. So I wouldn't even really call them quick time events. Another thing in the game is any of your 4 characters can die at any moment in the game, and the game will continue on without them, and the story will go on without them. You might think that that's bullshit, and it's, what is this, going to cut the game off now, and there's going to be less of a game? Not necessarily. This is the genius of this game. You could have one character killed off, and the entire story branch off in some other fucking crazy direction, and you might see things that you would never see if that character was still alive. It's fucking crazy, okay? I played through the game and got 2 of the characters killed. One of them was a playable one that I got killed at the very end of the game, and I was pissed, but I just continued playing anyways. And the other character was a supporting character that I got killed by mistake. Now, there are situations where if you fuck up, you're going to die. There are situations that if you fuck up, you're not going to die. You just don't know. Okay, you could die at any moment. There's situations that you're put in where you're given a choice, and that choice could affect the entire game. Like, there's one point in the game where you have to, and I'm going to be talking about the game a little bit, so if you don't want any spoilers, I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but bear with me. There's a point in the game when, you have to choose a character's outcome, and that character's outcome will determine what happens in the rest of the game. It's fucking crazy. Okay, you can the actions you do in the beginning of the game has effects on the end of the game, and I'm fucking serious with you. There's one thing that I did in the beginning of the game, which I'll go ahead and talk about because it's in the demo, where you're Scott Shelby, the private investigator, and you beat the shit out of this guy who's beating the shit out of a hooker, and you save her. Well, you could choose not to save her if you don't want to. You can just walk out. Okay, but I'm telling you that it's going to change the entire game. That choice right there. And you might think it's like a minor choice, but it's really not. Okay, it's going to change everything. The game is fucking crazy. It doesn't even matter if you get so-and-so killed. You're still going to have an ending. You're still going to have a story. Okay, it's still going to finish the fucking game. You can pretty much beat the game by pushing no buttons at all and get an outcome. It might not be the best outcome, but it's an outcome. Now, the outcome I got, I don't know if it was the best, but it was pretty fucking awesome. And I'm getting ready to actually play it again. Okay? If you want a reason enough to get a PS3, get it for this. Okay? This isn't a short game either. So, you know, you could fuck up something in the beginning and continue on and might think, oh, fuck, man. I mean, this game's 10 hours long. You know what I mean? So, it's crazy. Play this fucking game. PS3 is getting crazy-ass fucking exclusives. God of War 3 is coming out pretty soon. I'm stoked. I also got Final Fantasy 13 on pre-order. I'm getting ready to play a whole bunch of fucking games in my future. So, but I got new reviews coming out soon. Stay tuned. And buy this fucking game.